First of all, Coach, good being with you today, and I know it was an exciting day for you guys back in the building. What did it feel like just to be around your team for the first time?
I think just that first meeting that we had to be able to stand in front of those guys and kind of see all the guys that are back and, you know, some of the new faces that we've added to, trying to get used to where everybody's sitting in the meeting room was, you know, that first step, and going through just a couple of the things that we wanted to talk about as far as what we want to accomplish here in this first phase.
Change is a constant in the NFL, not only with rosters but with coaching staffs. But when you look at your roster currently, before the draft, do you like what you see?
Yeah, I like the fact that we have so many guys back, and there's some continuity there. There's some, you know, guys understanding what we're doing going forward, but what we learned from, you know, previous experience last year. And I think we were able to start at a different point with just understanding what the expectations are as far as what we want to do day in and day out.
Probably a great mix for you as a head coach going into your second year, when you can get guys back in the roster that were there last year and mix those guys with the wealth of talent you found in free agency. It's got to be a good feeling for you moving forward with the draft ahead.
When you have guys that have already been here, they can guide the guys that are new, and just understanding how we like to do things from every aspect of between meetings and training, and, you know, when we get on the field, how we like to do things at practice, and just being able to have guys that can show them this is how we like to do it, and this is something that we're probably going to emphasize on. And when you have players that can really do that for the newer guys, that's really a big benefit for us.
I talked about change on the roster, change on the coaching staff. That happens every year. This year it's on the defensive side of the football, where Matt Burke moves from the linebackers to the defensive coordinator. Maybe you could explain to the fans his philosophy and the energy that he brings to that side of the football.
A lot of our philosophy is going to stay the same, even though we change defensive coordinators. The biggest aspect that our players have to get used to is what Matt likes may be a little bit different than what VJ liked, and it's really that's the biggest adjustment we're going to have to make. The good thing for our players is it's not new terminology. A lot of the same things are still intact, so it's not a huge curve for them to learn. It's really going to be a game experience of, he likes to call this over a certain defense that we did last year, and for those guys to have that kind of experience and knowledge of our defense, it'll be an easier adjustment than if we were starting all over.
As a play caller, it always has to be reassuring for you to have a quarterback, to have the core guys on the outside, to have the playmakers at tight end that you've added in the offseason. Year two for you, do you have a better feel for what you have on the offensive side of the football and what you can be in 2017?
The hardest thing to do is when you come into a new situation, you're trying to learn who these guys are, what they do well, and how you put them in a really good position to have success. And last year it took us a little longer than probably what we wanted, and we put ourselves behind the eight ball a little bit. But I think as we grew through the season and now entering our second offseason together, we at least have a better starting point to where we already know are the strengths and weaknesses of each guy and what we need to emphasize moving forward.
What did you learn about yourself in year one as a head coach? You talk about a starting point. It was probably a lot different for you maybe on game day, or getting used to that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from a coordinator to a head coach. What did you learn about yourself?
Just understanding how to manage my time better, and knowing that as a head coach, you can help the defensive coordinator a lot more than what you realize at the time. You kind of want to stay in your lane a little bit, let that guy do his job. But the dialogue that you start having throughout the season with the defensive coordinator and special teams coach, it increases once you kind of get in your rhythm, and that's happened throughout the spring as well. Being able to be around Matt more because I have a better rhythm with the offensive staff, and we're able to kind of move in and out of what we need to do day in and day out, and being able to spend some more time with the defense and special team coaches is going to be valuable for myself as far as keep learning how they look at things, which could probably help us on offense, but at the same time being able to give my time to at least explain to them how we do things on the offensive side of the ball.
As you look back and you self-evaluate, you self-scout yourself, and you're moving forward to 2017, what do you want this team to be? What's your vision of this team? Where do you want it to be in 2017?
I think I want our team to just understand that we're starting over. We're 0-0. The last thing we can do is just rest on last year. It's basically dead and gone, and we're moving forward. And our job is to get better every day, and it started today for us. So, you know, bring your A game every day. Make sure that you're learning from every experience that you have, whether it be in a meeting or on the field or through a workout, and find ways to improve. Don't be complacent on what has happened in the past, because at the end of the day, we're being evaluated on this season.
It's an exciting time for you. I know with the guys back in, OTAs on the horizon, the draft, and then getting ready for the preseason and the regular season for 2017. I'm sure we'll catch up with you closer to OTAs, but thanks for your time today, Adam.
Appreciate it.
You got it.